Thanks for dropping in. Today we have an interesting machine here. At first glance, I know some of you might remember I have a blue screen PET that has a full-size keyboard, and it's a bit of a mystery. But this is not that. This is a blue screen PET, or it has the shroud around, or the bezel around the monitor that is blue, and it is a small keyboard. It is indeed a very early example of a PET. Note it has, this is in color, blue and red, this is blue. The cassette deck is indeed not what I am used to seeing. And yes, it is blue around here. It is. So I went for a little trip today, and I visited with a legend in the Commodore world by the name of Karl Hildon. He was Mr. Transactor. Actually, he is Mr. Transactor. He will always be Mr. Transactor. And this machine is... Let me back up a second. Karl worked for Commodore for a while because the Transactor was an internal publication produced by Commodore to promote the, the PET. And I may be wrong, but I think whatever magazine was being produced in the United States was kind of irked by the quality of the one out of Canada, and somehow that's how I ended up the Transactor being separate in its own magical thing, I think. I will have to double check with Karl on that. Anyway, so at some point, Karl had a PET from Commodore, and he was at some meeting, and somehow he ended up trading, because I guess he figured he would take, whatever dead machine he got back to Commodore, and they would fix it, and anyway, somehow it didn't happen, and it's been sitting for 40 years, and, So here it is. Now, I will give it a magic eraser treatment. The keyboard is pretty well used, and there's a couple of keys that, in fact, have, I guess the keycaps were lost, they've been replaced. Anyway, but does it work? That is the question. I have it plugged in. Let's turn it on. It makes all the noise. The cassette drive spins. And the answer is no. It does not work. I wonder if I push this. No, I see nothing happening here. But that also may be because, of course, it's not working. So up comes strange things on the screen. What does this mean? I don't know. For those of you who have been watching earlier on, oh, there's one little blemish there. Tragic. Anyway, who were watching earlier, I turned on a 1541-2, and it was bad. And then I let it rest for a few seconds, turned it back on, and it was good. So I'm going to try a similar thing with this machine. And it's much the way it was. Oh well. So I'll have some work to do on this. Anyway, it's going to be a busy day because, assuming I get this video up and finished and ready, there'll be 4 videos that go live tonight. One of them, of course, is the other PET I've been working on, the one that was brand new, not brand new, but in the original box, hadn't been out, hadn't been turned on, and all. Anyway, tonight it will be turned on. And there will be this fine machine. And the reason I contacted Karl is I knew he had some sort of old machine. I wasn't sure exactly the vintage of it, but it's vintage. And I figured now is the time, if ever I'm going to, tinker on them, as I will have others to sort of double check and see what's what. So, here it is. As I said, the keyboard's in pretty rough shape. The machine itself, when I had it outside, looked a little on the yellow side. But anyway, I will take a magic eraser to it, and I will open it up. One thing I was thinking, as I was doing this, I will turn this off. Ooh, and I will lift up the cover, and I will put down the holder. Let me just take this light. We'll have a look inside. It does look a little dusty, but it does seem to be very similar, if not the same, to the other boards that I have been tinkering on. I will have to check and see if it has the same kind of RAM in it, but it does look the same. Copyright 1977, Commodore, International. Imagine. I do not have, as they would say, my eyes are dim, I cannot see. I have not brought my specs with me. So I do have to check. I know there were some that had different kinds of RAM. They did, but I don't know if this is one of those machines. So everything seems to be plugged in well. I suppose what I could do just for fun is just give all the chips, oh, they are dusty, just a little push. This is not anything nearly as good as reseating them, as in, you know, pretty much taking them out and putting them back in. But, you know, you never know. Because, of course, there is this microscopic corrosion. And even just doing that, it might have broken through. But I suspect I'll turn it on and we'll see much the same as what we saw before. And that is indeed the case. So, I might also see little traces, maybe tiny little trail. I don't know if it's rust or dirt or something. Anyway, it's been under a cover for, oh, probably 40 years. So that helps. Anyway, I mean, this machine is maybe 43, almost 44 years old. So it's not doing bad. And I myself actually have never, that I remember, been in the presence of one of these machines as it is right now, right here. I don't remember ever, I've seen pictures of this cassette drive, but I don't ever remember being, you know, like here it is. So I have much to do because, of course, I have other machines of this vintage that I intend to go through, as well as this one, and see what's what. So I would like to think that at the end of the day, not today, but the end of the day, whenever that is, that I have some answers as to what ails this machine and some of the others I have. So we will see what we will see. Anyway, it is a Friday, and I'm hoping to be able to do an assessment on this and other old machines over the weekend. We'll see how that goes. I wish that scratch wasn't there. I wish. Oh, well, it is another Commodore vintage relic, thankfully saved from destruction. And soon, maybe it will work again. Maybe, possibly. We shall see. Anyway, thanks for coming. Do watch and stay tuned for my other videos today. I believe if I get this one up, that there will be four. And what are they? Unboxing a Vic and as well as other things. And every video has more than one thing. It does. Except maybe this one. But the other pet will be fired up. We'll see what happens with it. This has been fired up. And there's something else. I don't remember. Anyway, enough. I'll turn this off, let it rest. See what's what. So indeed, thank you for being here. Stay tuned. Many more videos to come. Bye for now.